Now at 10, how some restaurants in Carthage are letting people pay it forward to provide a meal to others in need. Plus, why a Southwest Missouri Christmas tree farm is concerned about the future of the industry. And how a Pittsburgh business is helping to ensure our nation's troops can keep their feet warm this winter.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A police chase in Pittsburgh prompted the school district to put all of its buildings on a soft lockdown. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. The Crawford County Sheriff says the chase started outside of Pittsburgh. It involved an armed suspect who ended up running inside a home on the 1200 block of East 8th Street, where he was arrested this afternoon. In response to the pursuit, Pittsburgh Community Schools put all of its buildings on a soft lockdown for less than 10 minutes. That means operations inside the school continued as normal, but all students and staff were prohibited from leaving the buildings. Webb City Police last night arrested a man who led officers on a chase. It started when officers spotted a man at a Casey's store wanted for outstanding warrants. That wanted man drove off in a van which went over the median on MacArthur just east of the roundabout before crashing into a culvert and catching fire. The man then ran away, but police caught him quickly. He was treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Authorities say he'll face additional charges from that case. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy for our first look at the weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a super windy day for us today. Also very mild, but we had winds gusting at times near 45 miles per hour. And it's going to stay windy tonight and then into Friday, even into Saturday, but they're going to come down just a little bit. Look at our highs, 68, record highs, 78, 50, and 30 is where we should be for this time of the year. It's Thursday. New drought tracker always comes out on Thursday, and it's still dry, Joplin to Pittsburgh, but the worst drought really from Nevada, kind of curling around toward Independence. So we need some rain. We do have some rain in the forecast, just not tonight. We have pretty much clear skies, but we're tracking this next storm system, which is going to head toward us as we get into Friday. But look at our temps tonight. We stay into the 50s for overnight lows. Of course, we're going to look at those rain chances coming up here in just a bit.
See you soon. Area Christmas tree farms are feeling the sting from last summer's dry weather. Andy Johnson of Bridgestone Tree Farm says he's already seen an impact on his trees after 2 dry seasons in a row. He says customers are going to see fewer trees in the future if this upcoming season is just as dry as the previous seasons.
Yeah, the drought last 2 years have been really bad for Christmas trees, and probably not just Christmas trees, but agricultural in general.
Next year, Johnson is rebranding Bridgestone Christmas Tree Farm to Johnson Family Farm. Landmark National Bank in Pittsburgh is helping to collect items for Operation Santa Paws, a month-long charity drive to benefit the SEK Humane Society. Some needed items are dog toys, cat food, dog food, cleaning supplies like Lysol wipes, paper towels. These items can be dropped off at the bank at 2300 North Broadway. That event runs through December 21st.
Personally, it makes me feel great. I've been involved in animal rescue a lot of my adult life, and I've personally adopted animals from rescues and animal shelters and have actually rescued some animals. So it just makes me feel great.
Operation Santa Paws runs through December 21st. Small business in Reeds, Missouri is offering prepaid meal tickets for those in need. KOAM's Fernanda Silva shows us how the initiative works.
Tracy Ardem saw an inspiring and creative Facebook post. Minutes later, she decided to take action and make it a reality in her own business. Now, customers at 606 One Stop are greeted with a sign that reads, "If you're hungry and have no money, these meals have been paid for in advance."
I'm not one of those people who are like, gosh, it'd be nice if, if this would happen. I'm like, well, let's make it happen. Let's do it.
Prepaid tickets hang from the sign for customers to choose from. Anyone can take a ticket and hand it to a cashier so they can offer the meal. But asking for help is not always easy.
A gentleman was kind of looking at our menu and he was looking at the prices, and so one of my employees stepped in and she said, hey, we have this pay it forward meal now, she said, if you're hungry, she said, you can redeem one of these. And so he did.
Just feel people, have empathy. And I think we all kind of click with that and can tell. I mean, you can tell.
The initiative started during the holiday season, but the plan is to keep it going.
We will continue that until the end of time here.
We live in a rural community where they're pretty poor and, there's nothing around here. This gives them an opportunity to have something hot on their bellies.
A way to warm up bellies and also hearts.
The more that we can do, the better off we all are.
In Reeds, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
Donors can choose the meal they want to offer. In almost 3 weeks of having that sign up, the business owner says they've received multiple donations. Frank Fletcher Subaru in Joplin today shared the love with the Ronald McDonald House. Employees of Frank Fletcher presented a donation of more than $8,000 to Ronald McDonald House charities of the 4 states. 100% of the donations go directly to support Ronald McDonald House.
Really happy, honestly. As a mother myself, I've never been in this predicament myself, but the fact that we have such a strong community coming together to help each other out makes me feel really proud and happy.
This is the 10th year Ronald McDonald House Charities of the 4 states has partnered with Subaru for that Share the Love event. A shoe business in Pittsburgh is collecting socks to give to troops for Christmas. It's Shoe Sensation's 8th annual Socks for Troops fundraiser. All Shoe Sensation locations will collect socks and have socks available for customers to buy and donate at a discount. The socks collected from the Pittsburgh location will be donated to the local Kansas National Guard Armory.
Those folks are our friends and our family. It's really important, the work that they do for us, and so it's our company's way of giving back just a little bit to them for everything that they do and sacrifice for us.
Last year's Socks for Troops fundraiser collected more than 50,000 pairs of socks. Coming up, the latest on negotiations for an aid package to Israel as that nation's war with Hamas enters its 3rd month. Plus, former President Trump returns to the courtroom for his civil fraud trial in New York.
Welcome to the quarter-pound chili cheese coney.
The war between Israel and Hamas is now entering its 3rd month of fighting. Reporter Natalie Brand is on Capitol Hill with the latest on the war and the fight on the Hill over U.S. aid for Israel.
On the eve of Hanukkah, students in Israel decorated menorahs in honor of the estimated 130 hostages still being held in Gaza.
I hope that they get to see their families soon and that they'll come home safely before, hopefully, to still celebrate the holiday.
But for now, the fighting between Israel and Hamas escalates, with the Israeli military saying it's intensifying its offensive in southern Gaza, hitting targets in the city of Khan Yunis, considered a Hamas stronghold.
We target Hamas, we do not target civilians, and we've been doing everything possible to get civilians out of harm's way while we go after the terror monsters who perpetrated the October 7th massacre.
Israel has declared a nearby village a safe zone, and thousands of Palestinians have fled there to escape incoming fire. United Nations officials say there are no safe places in Gaza, and the Biden administration has urged Israel to do more to avoid civilians. On Capitol Hill, lawmakers are at odds over an emergency funding package proposed by the White House, which ties Israel aid to Ukraine and other national security priorities. The Senate failed to advance the bill Wednesday afternoon, with Republicans calling for more U.S. border protections.
Ukraine's very important. So is Israel. So is Taiwan. But nothing's more important to me right now than securing our homeland that's the most exposed to a terrorist attack and other bad things in modern history.
As negotiations continue, the White House says President Biden conducted phone calls Thursday with leaders in the region, including Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Prime Minister Netanyahu issued a warning to Hezbollah today, saying that if it attacked Israel, the Israelis would do to Hezbollah what they have done to Hamas. Authorities have identified the 3 victims killed during yesterday's shooting at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas campus. All 3 are faculty at the school. A 4th victim is in the hospital in critical condition. CBS News has identified the shooter as 67-year-old Tony Polito, a former college professor who was denied a job at the university. Investigators say Polito had a legally purchased handgun and a list of faculty members on him when he was killed by responding officers. Former President Donald Trump is back inside a New York court today for his civil fraud trial. The lawsuit accuses him, two of his sons, and the Trump Organization of committing fraud for years by vastly misrepresenting the value of their properties. Before he walked into court, the former president once again called the proceedings a witch hunt.
We never had a default letter sent to us. The bank said we were a perfect customer.
The former president is expected back on the stand next week. At stake is the company's ability to do business in New York. Doug is up next with a complete look at the forecast, and a little bit later, Pitt State officially introduces its new head football coach, Tom Anthony.
This is home.
Well, it turned out to be a super windy day for us tonight. Still windy outside right now. It's going to stay windy tonight, tomorrow, and even into the weekend. You can see our camera shaking a bit. This is our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex Tower cam. Of course, this is downtown Joplin. We're looking off toward the north and to the east. You can see the flags whipping in the wind, and it's gonna stay on that windy side as we go through the overnight hours. All right, it's been mild, upper 50s yesterday. We added about 10 degrees on it today. We're still gonna go into the 60s tomorrow, but we are gonna start to cool down a bit as we go into the weekend. Look at these southerly winds. Winds 15 to 25. Look at our gust, near 40 at times. Again, it's gonna stay windy as we go through the overnight hours. In fact, let's go to about 2:30 in the morning. Not 40 anymore, but still winds gusting 30, 32-ish. As we go through the day on Friday, southeasterly winds 20 to about 25. Now there's a front in our northwestern counties, so a little calmer for you guys, Iola, Chanute, Yates Center. Then out of the other direction on Saturday, northerly winds ushering in cooler air, gusts 20 to 25 once again. So we're going to be dealing with the winds for a couple more days. All right, 50s tonight, so we stay mild. We shoot back into lower 60s tomorrow. Clouds are going to increase after midnight tonight. We're tracking our next storm system to our northwest. But look at this, one chunk of energy here. Another one is out here. So if we go through the future, watch where these two chunks go. One shoots to our north, takes all the energy with it. One to the south takes the energy with it. We kind of split the difference. So it means that we're still going to get some showers, but the bulk of the energy rotates around us. Not too much going on by next Tuesday. Then we'll track our next system, which will start to affect us late in the week next week. All right, let's deal with system number one, the one that will affect us on Friday. Clouds increase tonight. We'll stop at 6:30 in the morning. Temps sitting mainly into the mid-50s. Scattered showers start to pop up. This is going to be early afternoon. These are going to be very scattered, very light, mainly along the north of I-44. Hit and miss showers through the afternoon. By evening, we could see a couple thunderstorms, especially southwestern Missouri, and then these are gone after midnight. Northerly winds, clouds build in. So cloudy day on Saturday, high temperatures, quite a bit cooler, only right around 50 degrees. Now the rain's going to be very scattered. It's going to be very light, which means most of us, we're not going to get much. Maybe a tenth, maybe a quarter of an inch. That is about it. Day planner for you, 55 to start, 60 by noon, 61 for a high. Showers increasing by the afternoon, 50 on Saturday, so much cooler, 45 on Sunday, also kind of chilly. Rain chances back in the forecast once again late next week.
Doug, thanks. Still ahead, a chance to hear from Pitt State football's new head coach, Tom Anthony. And Missouri Southern basketball plays its first conference home game tonight. John Dales has highlights from that and more up next.
Smoky chipotle for fajitas. It's like the deliciousness never ends. Make everything better with Better Than Bouillon.
Today, Pitt State introduces Tom Anthony as its new head football coach. Now, this coming on the heels of Brian Wright leaving for a D1 job at Northern Arizona after 4 seasons at the helm of the Gorilla program.
You always hire coaches that you hope do really well and get recruited to other places, and that's been our goal in all the staff, all the coaching staff that we've hired in the 14 years that I've been here.
Coaching, it's really like the only thing I've ever known, never been good at. So, I definitely miss coaching. Didn't get out because I, stopped loving coaching. Got out it was the time kind of in our lives with the age of our kids. It just seemed, like the right thing to do for our family at that time.
Over to college basketball, Pittsburgh State and Missouri Southern Hoops each played their first MIAA home games this evening. Missouri Southern women's basketball at home for the first time this season. Lions facing Central Oklahoma. In the first half, Lions trailing by 4, but Caitlin Honeycutt knocks down the jumper. We hear a lot more from her in this one. Shortly after, the game's tied, and Ryan Franklin rattles this one in. She had 21 points off the bench tonight, but from that point forward, turned into the Caitlin Honeycutt show. She knocks down the 3 ball in the corner to give the Lions the lead. Later in the half, Honeycutt drives to the rim and somehow gets that ball to go through, and the foul as well. We go into the second half, more of the same. Honeycutt drives, finishes this time with the left. Lions up 7 at that point. Then from beyond the arc again, she knocks it down. 25 points for Caitlin Honeycutt, new career high for the senior. Missouri Southern goes on to win this one easily, 86-65. Final score, Lions win their first home game of the season.
I like how we bounced back today, especially on the offensive end. We shot the ball extremely well from inside and the perimeter. And the other thing is we got to the free throw line.
No, this is huge. We've kind of been struggling a little bit, trying to find our rhythm on offense and finding all 5 of us on the floor working together on defense. So to be able to come and get a big win today at our first home game it's huge, and it's a big confidence boost for us.
Over to the men's side, Missouri Southern facing number 3 in the country, Central Oklahoma. First bucket of the game in this one belongs to Vincent Sigmund Jr. He knocks down the mid-range floater. Later in the half, Parker Long, nothing but net on a 16-foot jumper that ties the game at that point. We're still in the first. Danquez Dawsey gets the steal. He finishes off at the rim at the other end. UCO leads by 6 at that point. Now to the other side, Vincent Sigmund knocks down another jumper to cut the UCO lead to 4. He finished the game with 19 points to lead all Lions scorers. Central Oklahoma up 6 at the half. Second half, though, Jaden Wells open for 3 in the corner. He nails it. All UCO in the second half. Missouri Southern loses this one 73-63. Falls to 2-7 on the year. Pitt State women's hoops plays its first home game of the season tonight. Gorillas leading by 20 over Newman at halftime, keeping the foot on the gas pedal in the second half. Nice crossover from Grace Pyle. That frees her up for the righty layup. Later in the third, Corinna Gerber going to work down low. Her turnaround shot up and good. Next possession for the Gorillas, they go right back to Gerber. She finishes down low again. Gorillas up 23 midway through the third. Then here's Pyle with the crossover again. Works to perfection. She finishes with a double-double on 17 points and 11 rebounds. Oh, and Gerber also with a double-double. 10 boards for her. Leads all scorers with 22 points. Gorillas rolled to a 92-43 win over Newman in their home opener.
Definitely just sharing the basketball, taking good shots, finding, the open player and making the right plays, I think definitely helped us, and just getting into a flow too, I think is what we've been trying to find all season. Is our best basketball is when we're in a flow, when we're sharing the ball, when we're just being great teammates out there.
PSU men's hoops taking on Newman as well. Gorillas start out red hot in this one. Jordan Freisen gliding to the bucket and scoring early in this game, and then a couple of possessions later, same exact thing. He does it again, finishing the night with 11 points. He was a big catalyst on this offense. PSU getting it done on defense too. Carter Jelmstead with the rejection. The Gorillas score 14 of the first 16 points in the game, and they didn't let up. R.J. Forney drains a wide open three. That makes the lead even further. Then Max Alexander gets this pass in the corner, even with the guy all over him. He nails the three-pointer with the shot clock winding down. We're still in the first half. Fryson again driving, this time dishes it off to Braden Red, who finishes off with a two-handed dunk. Never in doubt, Pitt State snaps a three-game losing skid. Final score 82-66. Back to Tom Anthony, the new head football coach. Pretty interesting story where he was out of coaching for 6 months. He said there was one job that would make him come back into coaching. It was this one. It was Pitt State.
Well, it's an exciting new start for what's already been a very successful program, and hope he can keep up that tradition.
Definitely.
We'll be right back.
King Cash Craze this holiday. Harbor, we are proud to salute Wesley Becker, a four-state hero.
To be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, just download the KOAM News app. It's absolutely free. You'll find it in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. Just search for KOAM News app. Hundreds of people in Joplin today walked away with boxes full of free food. The Alliance of Southwest Missouri handed out 800 boxes of meats and produce to families in need. It was on a first-come, first-served basis at the parking lot of the South Joplin Christian Church. Let's check back in with Doug for a final look at the forecast.
All right, it's going to be a windy night for us tonight. Clouds increasing, especially after midnight. Mostly cloudy tomorrow. Still breezy. Winds gusting 20 to 25. And pop-up scattered showers, especially in the afternoon into the evening hours. Still a high temp of 61. But we cool down for the weekend. High of only 50 Saturday, only 45 on Sunday.
Doug, thanks. Final sports note.
We are all the way into basketball season now. Feels like every day we have a lot of our teams playing. Tomorrow, another fun one. Last week we had Pittsburgh playing Joplin, Missouri team playing Kansas team. Tomorrow we have Pittsburgh playing Carl Junction boys basketball.
That'll be a fun matchup for sure. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.
On KOAM News is